News. Stay connected on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online. Watch our live stream at www.nta.ng/live. NTA, you can't beat the rich.
International news.
Federal government holds retreat on the nation's economy. President Buhari assures Nigerians of turning current recession to sustainable development. Towards the diversification of the Nigerian economy, federal government signs memorandum of understanding on honey production. And PDP's call for President Buhari's resignation. Information Minister says the party should stop distracting the rescue mission. Good to have you join us on NTA International News this hour. I am Phoebe Kabruk. President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed confidence in the ability of his administration to bring Nigeria out of the current economic recession and place it on the path of sustainable growth and development. Speaking at the opening of a cabinet retreat on the economy, the president assured Nigerians that the prevailing challenges will be turned into opportunity for the nation. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the retreat attended by critical stakeholders has its theme, building international synergy for effective planning and budgeting in Nigeria.
Repositioning our economy for change, we cannot achieve this completely by ourselves. We will need and we ask for the support and cooperation of the private sector's domestic and foreign investors, the states and local governments, the National Assembly and the judiciary, as well as well-meaning Nigerians in this important task. We are confident that working together we shall succeed. I trust that the cabinet members will learn from the experiences of the resource persons and facilitators to prioritize their sector programs and projects to bring the country out of the current economic recession and place it on the path of growth and development.
Meanwhile, the federal government has set up Inter-Ministerial Committee on Honey, Bee Health and Pollination with a view to developing a policy that will enhance the production of honey for export. The idea is for Nigeria, with the support of the African Union, take part in the global honey market, estimated at over $200 billion. Musa Baba Aliu reports.
It is estimated that honey production industry contributes over $200 billion to the global economy through crop pollination, production of honey, beeswax and other products. Unfortunately, African countries, including Nigeria, get less than 10% in spite of the huge potential of beekeeping and honey production on the continent. It is in the light of this that the African Union launched an African apiculture platform with the objective of unlocking all the challenges associated with beekeeping and honey production.
Pollination services that constitute the premium apiculture enterprise globally and that could generate as much as 10 to 20 times more earnings than honey are not harnessed in most African countries.
Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development Adu Ogbe said the government identified honey industry as a key area for the much-needed diversification.
We are trying to reform the Bank of Agriculture, bring interest rates to the lower end of the single digit. so you can do your business, make money. Give us genuine honey, not syrups adulterated and imported from all over the place.
What we are really looking for is for the government to really come in and help women in agriculture.
It is expected that with the African Union initiative, Nigeria and other African countries will produce significant amount of honey for export in few years to come. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
The federal government has slammed the People's Democratic Party for asking President Muhammadu Buhari to quit office, calling the former ruling party as a shameless irritant which is bent on distracting the government from its rescue mission. Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed, in a statement in Abuja, said if the PDP had understood the meaning of shame, it would never have dared to even make a single comment on the same economy that it did everything to kill. The minister maintained that the PDP, instead of showing remorse and rebuilding itself to a strong opposition party, it has continued to blame the Buhari administration, which is left to park their mess. Alhaji Mohammed said what the PDP has consistently put up as a vibrant economy under its watch was nothing but a bubble that was buoyed by massive corruption and chronic incompetence. Lai Mohammed said the candid truth is that Nigeria failed under the successive PDP administration, which failed to save for the rainy day, and must be constantly reminded of this grave mistake so that Nigeria will repeat the same mistake. The facts on the revenue front, the minister added, is that there was just a failure of leadership, which was compounded by the non-transparent use of funds. The economy which the Buhari administration inherited was certainly in dire straits, with huge amounts of salary arrears that were being owed at various tiers of government. If after earning so much resources and increasing the total debt stock, the government was not able to meet salary obligation for up to 7 months, then something was definitely wrong somewhere. And if this is not evidence of a collapsing economy, one wonders what it was, the minister added. As stakeholders in culture and tourism meet in preparation for Abuja Carnival in November, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed says how to repackage the annual event should dominate discussions at the meeting. The minister stated this in a message to the opening of the stakeholders meeting in Abuja. Anthony Forson reports.
The Minister of Information and Culture, who was represented by Nkata George Uford, was emphatic about the need to repackage the carnival, given its peculiarity as it encompasses every segment of the Nigerian society.
This is a Nigerian carnival. In this carnival, you see authentic Nigerian dresses, traditional costumes. You see our cultural industries being displayed at its very best.
With the theme, the creative industry, a pivot for economic growth, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Ayotunde Adeshuga, said Nigeria's abundant cultural heritage must be used for positive advancement of the nation's growth and development.
You will all agree with me that Nigeria is a country blessed with diverse cultures, and on this diversity lies our strength for peaceful coexistence and nation building.
The Abuja Carnival came into being in 2005 and has since remained one of Nigeria's foremost and consistent carnivals. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
Politicizing security and corruption within the system, lack of required technologies to match rising trends of terrorism, and lack of national interest have been identified as the factors militating against national security. These were the views of security experts at the second seminar organized by the Department of Security Services for participants of Executive Intelligence Management Course 9. Joseph Johnson reports that the event focused on strengthening security sector institutions, challenges and prospects for the change agenda.
With a myriad of challenges plaguing national security over the years, including insurgency, youth unemployment, climate change, and many others, security agencies cannot be fixated on one paradigm to combat these threats. This is what the seminar seeks to achieve, as speakers deliberated on the dire need for Nigeria to have a national security policy.
Not only were we in denial, but we were also politicizing Boko Haram. And we politicize it, we engage with weak intelligence. Our intelligence was very weak, was very contradictory.
We as a country should endeavor to have a good background check on anybody that is coming to serve in our security agencies.
Also advise that technology and human intelligence should be enhanced in terms of skill development and all.
The interactive session presented a new paradigm to not just the security agents, but the citizenry, which is to see security as peace, development, inclusive, and of course as everyday life. From the Institute for Security Studies, Abuja, I'm Joseph Johnson, NTA News.
And to security matters now, the Nigerian Armed Forces has described the latest video released by Boko Haram as diversionary and a desperate attempt by the sect to remain relevant. A statement issued by the Acting Director Defense Information, Brigadier General Rabi Abubakar, said the video clip is a complete show of weakness and sign that the end is near for the insurgents. Hence, it does not in any way poses a threat. It said the military is equally not deterred by the Photoshop assemblage of worshippers at the supposed Eid al-Kabir prayer, which is a replica of the video clip released by the sect in 2014, and therefore should be disregarded. The statement added that the Nigerian military is highly committed to do all that is required within its rules of engagement to ensure that no part of the Nigerian territory is conducive and habitable for the insurgents and any other criminals to stay and operate. He said the military believes so much in making statements through its action as evidence in its past achievements rather than making noise in propaganda gimmick as exhibited by the Boko Haram elements in its recent video clip. Following the earth tremor that took place on Sunday and Wednesday this week in Kaduna State, the Surveyor General of the Federation is to meet with all state Surveyor Generals and other relevant federal and state government agencies to come out with a sustainable solution to address earth tremor as well as related issues. This was during a press briefing in Abuja. Mia Ogidi reports.
The basic thing is that there's going to be a kind of a crack on the plate. And when they are cracked, it releases some forces. And because there are no places to contain it under the earth's surface, it comes with a sudden force onto the surface of the earth. And there will now be some shaking of the earth.
This is what experts refer to as earth tremor, and it took place in Jaba local government area of Kaduna State this week, creating panic among residents, though no life was lost.
We knew that there was mining activities around Koi area in the 1950s. They were looking for tin. But I'm not saying it's because of the mining activities that was responsible. No, it is possible that there is an intraplate fault around that area.
Yes, different factors may contribute to earth tremor, but for the Surveyor General of the Federation, Ibisinte Awudu, there is still need for interagency collaboration. Cadastral and topographical surveys are enshrined in the concurrent list of the 1999 Constitution for both the federal and the state government to legislate on. Hence, there is need for roundtable discussion.
The Center for Geodesy and Geodynamics, by Monday, where the three bodies will come together to have a meeting. But preliminary reports will not take a long time when we commence observations. We are going to be collaborating with the states.
The Surveyor General, however, decried the lack of observation points in the country to avert such disasters. Nigeria, he said, needs at least 300 observation points as against the 15 the country currently has. Mia Ogidi, NTA News.
This is the news on NTA International. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the YouReport link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more. Stream live on your smartphone and tablets and stay connected. It's pretty easy. Simply download NTA News app from your Google Play Store and you're good to go. NTA News mobile app. your access to real-time information.
NTA International News. Africa as it is.
Welcome back. Partnership for cross-fertilization of ideas between the Federal Road Safety Corps and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is cutting-edge technologies is guaranteed. Corps Marshal Boboye Oyeyemi affirmed this when he met with the EFCC boss, Ibrahim Magu, in Abuja. Olajide Bello reports.
The visit by the Chairman Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu, to the Federal Road Safety Corps is in line with President Muhammadu Buhari's directive of interagency collaboration for enhanced performance. Taking the EFCC boss through operational modalities of the Federal Road Safety Corps in its drive to operate in compliance with international best practices, the Corps Marshal Boboye Oyeyemi displayed some of the cutting-edge technologies used by the Commission.
When we use electronic tablets now, so the home offenders with this come straight to the next side. That's good. In the process, unless the alter, if the vehicle is stolen in the country today, and you are trying to be registering it without having the ending chassis, it will just trigger that alarm at first level. And that was one area I'm calling for the IT to further ensure strong collaboration.
Boboye Oyeyemi, who described training and retraining as pivotal towards achieving efficiency, says the synergy will further strengthen the EFCC's anti-corruption fight through access to the FRIC's database.
The EFCC has unrestricted access to the platform of the Corps to be able to carry out their primary responsibilities. So we are bound and compelled to give them maximum support, hence this renewal of strong ties with the Commission.
Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu, noted that as an interagency organization, it is trying to reduce its workload through partnership with other law enforcement agencies.
It is in the interest of the services to work together to collaborate and share information and intelligence.
In Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Next is business news with Olayinka Ojo. Welcome to Business News. The Acting Director General, Industrial Training Fund, ITF, Dixon Onoha, says learning and development will engender wealth and job creation. Mr. Onoha also said that an adequately skilled workforce is the greatest need for a vibrant economy and indigenous industry.
In realization of our mandate and taking into cognizance the federal government's desire to actualize the Nigerian Industrial Revolution Plan, NIRP, the Industrial Training Fund has commenced the 5th phase of the National Industrial Skills Development Program, the NISDP.
The Bank of England said it was still likely to cut interest rates to just above zero later this year, even though the initial Brexit hit to Britain's economy would be less severe than it expected only last month. The bank said on Thursday its 9 rate setters were unanimously in their decision to keep bank rates at its new record low of 0.25%, the lowest in the Bank of England's 322-year history.
However, monetary policy can support the necessary adjustments of the UK economy.
A check on how the equities market fared on Thursday. And that's it on the business segment of the news. I am Olayinka Ojo. The news continues. That Nigeria is in recession is not news. Rather, what should be interesting and impactful to Nigerians is the way out of the present economic quagmire. Okwe Penyong in this report tries to find out how Nigerians are coping and how they can attain prosperity amidst the challenge.
Inflation, widespread unemployment, and pervasive inequality are some topical issues on the lips of Nigerians which may not be unconnected to the ripple effects of the harsh economic situation. Economic policy research, however, shows that long spells of unemployment can permanently lower workers' earnings and the potential GDP, thus the need for a rapid way out. Some Nigerians say they have changed their lifestyles to fit the current economic crisis.
People say this is very difficult. It's true, it is very difficult, but they have to calm down and pray.
Nigerians should try to reduce their spending because as you are spending, the corresponding income is not coming in.
You don't have any other option than to prioritize. Do those things that are most important, are critically very important, like healthcare, feeding for your kids, school fees if they are necessary, and just the basic things you need.
Some world economies, like that of America, Greece, and Spain, had at some time experienced economic recessions. Meanwhile, studies show that President Obama responded to America's recession with a financial stimulus injected into the economy. Experts advocate quick, stringent measures to address the anomaly, pointing out that prudent financial lifestyle and micro businesses outside the government's interference are common ways out of the malaise.
In this particular period, government needs to focus on redistribution of income. Like if you ask me, since we increased pump price of petrol and we removed subsidy, but we still have held wages constant, I think wages should be increased.
For citizens, I think they need to develop coping mechanisms. And in order to do this, they need to be innovative. I see this recession as a challenge in one hand, but it's also an opportunity.
It is hopeful that when the country's economists employ prosperity economics of inclusiveness and fiscal stimulus as advocated by experts, the days of economic recession may be numbered. Oku Ekpeyong, NTA News.
And time to surf around the globe with some major events. Nancy Godianinuhu takes us through.
We begin from Africa, where a Human Rights Watch report says the repatriation of Somalia refugees from the Dadaab refugee camp in Kenya has failed to meet international standards for voluntary return. The organization says many of those returning to Somalia are motivated by fear of being forced out. Tens of thousands of refugees have been making the journey back home after years in the camp. Hillary Clinton is healthy and fit to serve as U.S. president. This is coming from her doctor as her campaign releases updated medical information. The statement said the Democratic presidential nominee has continued to improve after a pneumonia diagnosis. The disclosure came as her Republican rival, Donald Trump, released his own health data on a medical chat show. We conclude this package with reports that the United States and Russia have said that a cessation of hostilities in Syria is largely holding and it should be extended by 48 hours. This is as the United Nations urged all sides to guarantee the security of an aid convoy currently held up along the Turkish border in Aleppo. Under the deal, which was brokered by the U.S. and Russia on Friday, Washington and Moscow are aiming for reduced violence over 7 consecutive days before they move to the next stage of coordinating military strikes against ISIL. Nancy Godianmunihu, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated the Yoruba Tennis Club as it celebrates its 90th anniversary. In a statement by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, President Buhari commended the visionary leadership, innovative spirit and brotherliness among members that has sustained the club since it was first conceptualized as an informal organization of tennis lovers to a formal and cosmopolitan group with a strong global appeal. Let's join Kene Emabodike with Sports Update.
Nigeria Super Eagles have climbed up 3 places to 64th in the world and 2 places to 14th in Africa, according to FIFA rankings released Thursday. Cote d'Ivoire lead in Africa, followed by Algeria, Senegal, Tunisia and Ghana, while Argentina and Belgium maintain top 2 positions in the world, trailed by Germany, Colombia and Brazil.
Wow, how strong! In for financial assistance.
And now a recap of our major stories to end the news. The federal government has held a retreat on the nation's economy, where President Buhari assured Nigerians of turning current recession to sustainable development. We reported that Nigeria has signed a memorandum of understanding on honey production for economic diversification. And finally, Information and Culture Minister has condemned PDP's call for President Buhari's resignation. That's the news package this hour. Thanks for your time. Bye for now. I am Phoebe Kabrook.